Roberta and Kraft Philadelphia Cream Cheese Regular. Here today I'm doing a chopped episode and I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I have to use pasta. I should get the basket. Okay, here it is. Okay, what's in my basket? I have some frozen mixed vegetables, 2 pounds worth, matter of fact. I have lemons, and I have pasta. And today I am going to make a side dish for you. I have to go into another part of this house and get a pot of water and boil it. And I'm going to cook this pasta according to the instructions. You can take any kind of pasta you like. I'm supposed to be using spaghetti, and I prefer the kind that's really good for you. I'll be right back. On my back burner here on high heat, I have water to boil and I have a strainer. I'm going to do my pasta. If I look a little bit tired, it's because it's midnight. But I'm trying to get this video done so I could be included in the chopped selection. In this front burner, I'm going to make my main meal. Now, it's easy enough. I have the oven on preheat at 400 degrees, and I'm putting 8 sausage links in this pan that's been sprayed with a little bit of nose stick. And I am going to put in, let's see, about 3 tablespoons of butter. Don't you love how they mark the things? Saves time for measuring, doesn't it? Whoever thought of that was a genius. Okay, and I'm going to add these peppers right in there. So I'm going to take the top off, just the top, then you pop that in out of there, then clean the seeds out. And you could cut it, you could break it, it depends. If you want it neat, you could use a cutting board. I mean, if you're camping in the woods, you could tear it apart with your fingers if you had to. I mean, there's no rule except bite size is good. Now over here, oh, dull knife. Nothing worse than a dull knife. I'll take this onion here, and we're putting it right in with the peppers and the sausage. And then we're going to put that right in the oven to bake until it's done. That's it. I love to use fresh parsley. And I'll just cut a little bit off. You wouldn't believe how dull this knife is. When I say a little bit, I'm talking, you know, a cup's worth. We have another onion to prepare. Now this one here I want to dice. I want to dice it tinier because this is going to be in our side dish. And I don't want it to, you know, get a big old mouthful of onion. I don't think you can see me at all. Probably better like that. You can see my bulge around the middle. Guess what else I have? I have fresh ginger here to grate into it with the parsley, and I don't have any fresh garlic on hand, but I do have some Pauline garlic, and I will not lack flavor at all. This stuff is amazing. I like a little texture sometimes, but in a pinch, I'd love to have this around. Miss Pauline has an awesome line of spices and pots and pans and anything you can imagine. Here I have boneless, skinless chicken breast. Now I'm going to dice this up into small pieces so it cooks evenly. And I have, of course, the star of the day. Always the star of the day when it comes to Kraft. Their regular Philadelphia Cream Cheese Original. This has been around forever. William Lawrence was the man, I remember his name, who had originated in the Philadelphia area, and it's been around since the 1800s. I also have some celery. Now we're talking cross-contamination here. I know what you're all thinking. But at midnight, this girl's a little bit tired. And I'm not overly concerned because we're going to cook all these things. When we bring it up to a certain temperature, it kills bacteria germs. So let me cut just some bite-sized pieces of this and make sure I get where my hand was because I had some chicken grease on it, and I sure as heck don't want to cross-contaminate my celery. Alright, when the water begins to boil and the noodles are almost ready, I'm going to be right back with you because that's when we start throwing all this together. Alright, so we have our things here. I have a cup of fresh onion, a cup of parsley, a cup of celery, and I think it's 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast, butter, some bouillon, some Philadelphia cream cheese, and of course our lemons, our frozen vegetables, and our eggs. And here we have a pot of water It's just boiling right now. I'm going to put my spaghetti in. I'm going to cook it according to direction. Wouldn't you know it, my batteries are about to go. In this large kettle here, we're going to put 5 sticks of butter. See me? And in this pan, we're going to add our chicken and our onions. And we're going to cook them until the chicken is done and the onions are starting to become translucent. Then we're going to add our celery and our parsley and our grated ginger. And we're going to add our I'll be right back with you to do that part, okay? Woo-wee! There's some steam in here. The chicken's about done, so I'm adding the celery, the parsley, and 2 huge tablespoons of fresh garlic. 2 huge tablespoons of fresh ginger. I'm going to stir that right in and continue to cook. The pasta's almost done, and while I was away, I took some cooking spray and I sprayed the top of some of the vegetables in the oven, the peppers and onions, so they'll brown up nicely. Okay, I'll be right back. I hope my battery doesn't die. That's why I keep popping in and out. Can't afford a battery. Hope you like my cooking. I hope you'll love this recipe. Okay, so the spaghetti's almost done. I have about 2 minutes left on it. I'm going to take my bag of frozen vegetables that is almost room temperature because I left them out. I had to go on an emergency drive. Add that to the water with the spaghetti, and we're going to cook it for about 5 more minutes, and then we're going to strain it. I had taken 2 cups of water out of the cooking noodles and vegetables. Doesn't matter if you get some of the vegetables with it, it's fine. When the chicken is just about done and it's starting to brown onto the bottom of the pan and the onions are cooked, you add that to it. That was 2 cups. You add your Philadelphia cream cheese. Now you could cut it up, you could break it up. It nuts very nicely and very quickly, as most people know who've used it in the past. It's a great product. Oh, it smells wonderful with the fresh parsley and the ginger in it. And now I'm going to take my Pauladine garlic and one tablespoon's worth, because I love garlic. Now you could do a little less or a little more, depending on if there's vampires in your family or you don't like vampires. And stir that right in there. Oh, it smells so nice. And break down that cream cheese. Then we take our lemons, and 1/2 a lemon, I'm going to squeeze it right in there and stir the whole time. And you do not want seeds going in. Well, you might want seeds, I don't. And you squeeze it with the pulp side up and hold your hand if you have you don't have a device, and just so you keep the seeds right there. And I sliced up the other half of the onion. I sliced up the other half of the lemon, and I'm going to serve it as a garnish on the side of the dish. Now, this is looking beautiful. Once that's broken down, I take my egg, and I'm going to crack that in there, and then stir it really fast, just so it thickens it up, and it gives it a nice yellow color and a flavor. Okay? Here comes egg number 2. You ready? 2. And stir it up and make sure none of those shells go in there. Now we're going to take our pasta and our frozen mixed vegetables, and we're going to put that right in there. And we turn this down to low and just stir that in. Did I forget anything? No. Oh yeah. Oh, shoot. And here we have not bouillon. I put 2 tablespoons in. That's 1 heaping tablespoon. Now I'm going to stir this until the entire thing is infused and cook it for about 5 more minutes. Oops. And be careful it doesn't fly out of the dish. And I'll be right back with you. You'll love this chicken side dish. And my sausage is in the oven with the peppers, and by the time this is done, that also should be about done. Do you like me?